Good afternoon, everybody. This is the lecture summary for CRIM 205, Criminology. Today's lecture is on capitalism as criminogenic. Keep in mind that criminogenic as a standalone term just means breeds crime. You could talk about like poverty being criminogenic. You could talk about, I don't know, video games being criminogenic. You talk about violent movies being criminogenic. And in this instance, I'm talking about the system of capitalism as being criminogenic. Geez, I'm wondering how much I should talk about how much this is showing a little bit during this this time of coronavirus. But overall, what I wanted you to get out of this is, first, I have two takes. I try to be fair, and I have two different takes on capitalism. Capitalism, a system of economic production, in which the means of production are in the hands of the few, and the rest of us are in a dependency relationship on those few. So, as is very apparent, as is very clear, during this quarantine and this shelter-in-place order that we're going through now, we are all very dependent, not even necessarily on government, but on the businesses, the corporations, and the economic structure that provides us the means, that provides us jobs, that provides us the means to eat, to shelter, and to put clothing on our backs. Without jobs, you can't do any of those things. Without jobs, you fall and fail out of the system. So that is our dependency relationship. Our dependency on government, a little bit less so, but government is supposed to step in and give you your check for $1,200. Generally speaking, two perspectives on capitalism. First is Marxism, and you're supposed to have read the piece by Karl Marx. Karl Marx was not a huge fan of capitalism because he thought it would destroy communities. As he would say, not only do you fight against the interests of others, but you fight against your own interests as a result of being a part of a capitalist system. If you have a job interview and your neighbor is going to the same job interview, you're supposed to get along with your neighbor. You're supposed to look out for your neighbor. You're supposed to be a part of the same community as your neighbor. But now that both of you are trying to get the same job, suddenly your neighbor becomes your competitor. And so in order to go to that job interview, you might let your neighbor know that the job interview is an hour later than it's supposed to be. You might throw some mud on his suit lapel or something like that. You might slash his tires so that you can get. And this was kind of Marx's point, like, look what you just did to your neighbor in order to survive in your community. You're going against your community. And he says eventually you will start going against your own interests. So a good example of that is like 19th century capitalist manufacturing. I'm the owner of a factory, and I'm paying everybody $2 an hour. But I want to make more money. So I walk in one day and I'm like, I'm going to pay you guys $1 an hour. You got a problem with that? And somebody says that they quit, and I'm like, bye, see you later, good, see you later, because there's a line of people outside that door that will take this job for $1. In fact, I'm going to pay you guys 50 cents an hour. Wait, you know what? I want a bigger house. I'm going to pay you guys 20 cents an hour. In fact, I want a boat too. So I'm going to pay you guys 10 cents an hour. And another saying from Marx, the harder you work, the less you get paid. So if everyone says that they want to quit, I'm like, bye, because there's a bunch of people outside that will take that 10 cents an hour. My hardest working person is going to stay and take that 10 cents. The harder you work, the less you get paid. And that's kind of one of the evil byproducts, if you will, of capitalism. The plus side of capitalism, perfect competition. Based on the idea that it's perfect competition and that businesses are supposed to compete with each other for consumers. So they're supposed to offer the highest quality services or products for the lowest price. So, greatest example, two gas stations across the street from each other. What's usually the difference in price? A penny. Maybe 2 cents. If one gas station comes down, what does the other one have to do? It has to come down. That's perfect competition. You as the consumer win that battle. I was really looking forward in class to have all the iPhone users and the Samsung users fight with each other over who's the best maker of phones. I'll give you guys a hint. They're exactly the same. They're exactly the same. But the reason that both parties have such magnificent phones is because Samsung and Apple fight with each other for your loyalty. Every day. I mean, I have this joke where I'm like, I just picture like a bunch of scientists in a basement being whipped by, it would have been Steve Jobs. Make something better. Make a better camera. I heard that Samsung has a better camera. Make a better one. And so they fight with each other, and you as the consumer win. As a result, cell phone carriers, from Verizon to, I don't even know if I could say Sprint anymore. Did they just get bought out? T-Mobile, Boost Mobile. Who has the lowest price? Probably the one with the worst service. Who has the best service? Probably the one with the highest price. But T-Mobile, the more that they give their customers, the more that Verizon has to come down, just like the gas station prices. You win.